Section 4. Professional Conduct and Ethical Decision-Making. Sarah had been busy during her first few weeks as an Arizona real estate salesperson. She had listed her first property, answered questions from buyers, and learned the importance of protecting both her client and the public. One Friday afternoon, she received an excited phone call from her seller. "We've got 2 offers," the seller said. Sarah immediately called David. "This is great," she said. "Now what do I do?" David smiled. "Now you slow down." Sarah looked confused. "Slow down?" "Yes," David replied. "Some of the biggest mistakes agents make happen when they get excited." David explained that professional conduct isn't measured by how quickly an agent can put a deal together. It's measured by how the agent handles the transaction when difficult decisions arise. Imagine you're representing a seller who has received multiple offers. One buyer's agent calls and asks, "Can you tell me what the highest offer is so my buyer can beat it?" Another buyer's agent asks if their offer is good enough. Your seller tells you they don't want anyone to know they're considering accepting an offer below asking price. What would you do? David reminded Sarah that every transaction requires sound judgment, honesty, and professionalism. AAC R428-1101 requires Arizona licensees to protect their clients' lawful interests while dealing fairly with all parties. That means maintaining confidentiality when appropriate, communicating honestly, and avoiding misleading statements during negotiations. "This is where experience really matters," David said. "You don't have to answer every question you're asked. You do have to answer every question honestly." Experienced brokers understand that there is a difference between protecting confidential information and misleading another party. For example, if a seller instructs you not to disclose the terms of competing offers, you must honor those lawful instructions. However, you cannot falsely tell another agent that an offer doesn't exist or invent competing offers to pressure buyers into increasing their price. This is something ADRE investigators and Realtor Professional Standards panels occasionally encounter. Most ethical complaints don't involve complicated legal issues. They involve simple decisions made under pressure. David opened the Realtor Code of Ethics and pointed to Article 1, reminding Sarah that realtors must protect and promote the interests of their client while treating all parties honestly. He also discussed Article 3, which encourages cooperation with other brokers when it is in the client's best interests, and Article 15, which prohibits knowingly making false or misleading statements about other real estate professionals. "Professionalism isn't just about following the law," David explained. "It's about earning the trust of everyone you work with." He told Sarah something she would never forget. "Your reputation starts long before closing and lasts long after the commission check is deposited." That statement stayed with Sarah as she presented the offers to her seller. She explained the strengths and weaknesses of each offer, without trying to influence the seller's decision. She answered questions honestly, documented the seller's instructions, communicated professionally with each cooperating broker, and kept confidential information confidential. The seller accepted one of the offers. A few days later, one of the buyer's agents called Sarah. "I appreciate how professionally you handled everything," he said. "Even though my buyers didn't get the house, they felt they were treated fairly." David smiled when Sarah shared the conversation. That's what professionalism looks like. Real estate is a relationship business. Buyers, sellers, lenders, escrow officers, inspectors, title companies, and fellow realtors all remember how they were treated. Licensees who consistently communicate honestly, follow Arizona law, and maintain professional conduct build successful careers because people trust them. As we conclude this chapter, remember that professionalism isn't something you turn on during difficult transactions. It's a habit you practice every day. Every decision you make either strengthens or weakens the public's confidence in the real estate profession. Online discussion 1. Why is professionalism just as important as understanding Arizona real estate law? Professionalism helps licensees apply the law fairly and consistently. Consumers remember how they are treated throughout a transaction, and honest communication builds trust. Following the law while maintaining professionalism reduces complaints and strengthens confidence in the real estate profession. Imagine another agent asks you to disclose confidential information about your client's negotiating position. How should you respond? A licensee should protect confidential information while remaining honest with all parties. If the client has instructed that information remain confidential, the licensee should politely decline to disclose it without making misleading or false statements. Protecting confidentiality and maintaining honesty are both essential professional responsibilities. How can a licensee build a positive professional reputation within the Arizona real estate industry? A strong reputation is built by communicating honestly, treating all parties with respect, following Arizona law, documenting important conversations, cooperating professionally with other licensees, and consistently placing consumer protection ahead of personal gain.